Good morning, Southern California, AM 1220 KHTS. This is your host, Fred Arnold, on the Santa Clarita Valley Business Spotlight. I'm very fortunate to have Joel Moss from Paul Davis Emergency Services and his lovely wife, Susan Moss. And so tell us about, how did you get in this business? How did you get into the business of being able to help people put their lives back together when, really their house is torn apart?
Well, Fred, I started in this business about 24 years ago in contracting, and have done all types of facets and different areas of construction over those years. And what we've decided is in the last couple of years to just focus on the emergency services, because we can really help people and put their homes back together at a really tough time in their life, and do it with a little bit of care and understanding, a little bit of integrity, and be able to help people.
Care and understanding is critical because it says here emergency services, which means that a lot of the work you're doing is when people have either water damage or they have fire or smoke damage or mold problems or challenges. So let's talk about that. You hear about water damages, you hear about floods in people's homes. What do you see most?
What we see, Fred, most of the time is mechanical failures in the home, toilet overflowing, lines breaking, dishwashers, water heaters. A lot of these things can be prevented by just going around and doing an annual or biannual inspection of your water lines. And, if the toilet's sticking, there's a reason. Don't just ignore it. Don't tell somebody you got to jiggle it twice.
Yeah, don't jiggle it. I love that because people, just jiggle it, it'll stop leaking. But if you go on vacation and it leaks, it could leak the whole weekend or the whole week or the whole 2 weeks you're gone.
Yeah, we've seen some real catastrophic situations. Actually, Susan and I, we got very close on a water damage at her home. She called me at 2:30 in the morning, and I went over there while she was in San Diego, and her staircase looked like a waterfall.
Just coming right down.
Just coming right down. And she had a tenant there that was slip sliding all over the place. And that's the other thing, when there's a lot of water around, there's a lot of accidents and other dangers that can happen. So, by calling us in those times of need, we can walk you through and help you to be safe in this situation. And even before we arrive on scene.
Let's talk about, you have damage, whether it be water damage or whether it be smoke. If you had a fire, you could have had a fire in the garage, but you got smoke damage. Where does someone start? They call you up, you do an assessment, and then do you contact their insurance company? How's that process normally work? Because it's something most of us have never experienced.
Well, Fred, we're pretty experienced with dealing directly with the adjusters. I think that's one of our strong points is we talk the same language. We use the same type of programs as most adjusters do. And with the smoke damage in particular, there may not be a lot of actual damage, but we always start at the source of the fire and then work our way out for deodorization and getting rid of the soot. And with fires especially, it's really important to get on those right away because, when they put a lot of water on there and the soot mixes with the water, it turns into an acid. So you've got acid basically spread thinly throughout your whole entire house. So it's important to get in there and do an immediate cleanup before we do a real deep cleaning and start restoring the property. It helps save a lot of the personal items that would normally get thrown away or have to be replaced.
Something on here that you mentioned, that's mold removal. And mold is a fearful thing to many people because for some reason as a society, really fear that because if not treated properly, it can make you sick. But if treated properly, it can be maintained and eliminated, correct?
Oh, absolutely, Fred. Mold is the kind of thing, there's over 500 species of mold, and, there's maybe half a dozen of them that are actually deadly. If a person is immune compromised or has breathing problems, then mold can be a really big deal. Even if it's just say Penicillium aspergillus, an innocuous mold that we see all the time can really have some harmful ramifications to somebody who's immune compromised. So it's really important to eradicate all types of mold under proper conditions so that it doesn't get cross-contamination to other parts of the home, and it will continue to come back,
And one of the most important things I want to mention, and that is when you have mold damage, if you treat it immediately and effectively, because when you sell that house, you have to disclose this, and you have a certificate that you completed it, that Paul Davis Emergency Services completed. It's going to help you in selling that house, and I really want to emphasize that to the consumer. Tackle it, be aggressive with it, and get it done properly, and I'm sure you'd agree with that. Let's talk about, because we only have a minute left, content restoration. Tell us, what is content restoration?
Well, there's many levels of content restoration, and often it's your sofa, your chairs, your magazine collection from the 40s. All of these things can be restored and saved if properly treated right away. The big key to all items being restored properly is get on it right away. Don't wait around.
Yeah, critical. Don't wait. Take action and call you immediately. Well, your lovely wife's here, Susan Moss. And Susan, where are you guys located? Tell us a little bit about how we can reach out to your location, because I know you're the Valencia branch of Paul Davis Emergency Services.
Right. Our warehouse is centrally located in Santa Clarita at 26724 Oak Avenue in Canyon Country. We are currently servicing the surrounding areas of Santa Clarita and all the communities, surrounding that.
In the surrounding area, great. And then, of course, the website. And you can go to. You have a great website set up, and you can go get additional information there. So I want to thank you very much for coming to the show today. And again, integrity, respect, compassion. That's critical when people are going through some challenging times. Communication and trust is what you guys are all about. So, Susan, Joel, Moss, much success to you. Hopefully, you're able to help a lot of people with their challenges. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
This has been the Santa Clarita Valley Chamber of Commerce Business Spotlight on AM 1220 KHTS.
Jenny and I used